In this video, you're going to see an interview with me, Alice Dryden, who works as a communicator on the I Improve project with partner organisation Intercult. So you're going to see a conversation between me and one of the partner organisations in the I Improve project. We're going to be discussing the process because the project has been 3 years long and isn't yet finished. So we're discussing the project as how it began for the partner organizations, their visions and their aspirations that they had at the beginning, which they also wrote down in the form of a document, a so-called template, where they answered some questions about their change makers, which is an external partner that each organization has invited into their project. So today I'm going to ask them some questions about this process and what they wrote at the beginning in the template and this document, and how things have changed and progressed throughout their journey these 3 years. So hop on board and I hope you enjoy, and please learn and improve together with us at I Improve. Hi everyone. Today, hello, good to see you all.
Hi.
So today we're going to be talking a bit about the I Improve process, and not so much what we're doing as opposed to how we're doing it and why we're doing it. And first out to join me here is Ostend. And we're going to be talking a bit about comparing where you were in the beginning and where you are now in your process. And could you introduce yourselves just a little bit?
Okay, let's start then. My name is Martine. I'm the Director of Culture for the City of Ostend, and I was at the beginning, the very beginning of this project. Martine van der Maas, the former librarian, and we really put some part of this project together before it was approved by the national agency. So we had it from the very, very beginning. And actually, the former librarian and myself, we thought on the topic that we wanted to do in Ostend, where we wanted to improve on. And from there on, it was carried out by the library. And I now give the floor to Gudrun, who joined us a bit later. Gudrun?
Yes, hi, I'm Gudrun, and I joined the project in September 2019. So it was for Ostend, the project was like more than halfway, so I had to jump in deep water.
Yeah, that must have been quite a challenge that we'll return to very soon. But first,
Yes.
hello Sven.
Hello Alice. I am Sven. I am the new librarian of Ostend after Martine van der Maas, my predecessor, is enjoying her well-deserved retirement. So I, as Gudrun, jumped into the project relatively fresh and new, and I'm excited to be part of it.
Oh, that's so exciting. So we have a couple of different perspectives from this. We have quite new perspectives that you've come in at sort of from the middle towards the end, a little bit like that. And then we have the perspective of someone who has followed the project from the start as well, which is really, really interesting. But so before today, you were reading back on your old templates that Ostend wrote for the project at the very beginning about sort of what change makers you were thinking of and the process. How, like reading back to that, because you wrote it years ago, how did that feel? What was like, did you get any reactions or thoughts about that?
I think that we stayed pretty close to the original concept, but due to, and then Gudrun will take over, but due to COVID-19, we had to change, or we could apply what we have learned during the process with the dementia. We could adapt this to this new situation of COVID-19 and the whole different way of working in the library. We had to adapt a whole other methodology of, getting in contact with the audience and their clients and so on. But initially, we have developed a project as we had intended it.
Mm.
And we were very early, if I compare to the other 6 partners, we were very early in developing it. Like, for instance, we already had our e-activity in February, before Corona. So that
Yeah.
was a benefit, it was a bonus, because we could meet stakeholders and experts and so on.
Yeah, you didn't have to do it digitally. You could do
Yes,
it like
indeed.
face to face. Yeah. Was it like a feeling of, oh my gosh, so this did really change, or oh my God, did I write that, or anything like that? Or you just, when you read back to the old template?
Well, I'm the one that wrote it together with Martin, with the former librarian. I think that what we wrote, what we intended, has really developed in that way. But of course, with the methodologies and so on, developed through the process.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. But yes, we stayed pretty much to the original concept. But the aftermath, after the first evaluation, the first e-activity, then it was a real challenge of coping with COVID and using the methodologies that we had before used in I Improve on the dementia project. But as I am not working in the library, Gudrun can witness this aspect of the project, of the process.
Yeah, well, first of all, like I said, I joined the project when it was more than halfway, but I was really lucky that the whole learning journey was very well documented by my colleagues. We have a lot of documentation. For example, when the methodology was introduced and discussed, my colleagues kept a diary. So it was like I almost participated. I read the struggles and the obstacles. And the whole learning path that they went through. And like Martin said, I think we stayed really close to the what was originally written and the methodology that was originally used. It's due to Corona, we use the same methodology, but it's not so obvious. It's like more an automatism, because we had to reinvent our activities in the library, and we had to walk a whole different path, but we still use this methodology. So it's really interesting. It makes it also more concrete because we have to use it on the work floor.
So if I understand you correctly, the methodology that you created, it was sort of flexible enough to accommodate both pre-corona and now during corona or COVID and the pandemic. What do you think, because I find that really interesting, because I think a lot of people, not just within our project, but also around the world in different sectors as well, have found it that they really need to sort of change like the foundation blocks of things in order for it to work. What do you think was like the successful part of that for you?
I think if I can jump in here, because I've also been guiding other digital projects from the library, and in discussions with Gudrun and with other colleagues, I've noticed that the biggest lesson that we've learned from the I Improve project is that we have to encourage and trust our employees that they truly are able to learn new skills themselves while doing so. If we start up new projects, the project is often a means for the colleagues and for the employees to learn new skills. You would think that the project is the goal and the skills are the means, but in reality, the project is often the means and the learning of skills is the goal, which is, I think, the perfect example of the methodology originally implemented in our I Improve project.
Yeah, that is really, really interesting. It also connects to the informal learning process that it's the journey that teaches you and that helps you to move forward even after the project has ended. It's the experiences that sort of keep you going and develops and inspires new things and new solutions and new projects.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's completely that
Yeah.
Yeah, and due to our project, our dementia project, and also the methodology that we learned, we learned some skills like being flexible, dare to step out of your comfort zone, dare to learn new things, and the dementia project actually motivated us more to do so. It's like the gap to step out of our comfort zone and to try new. To walk new paths is less big.
So, but Gudrun and Sven, you both came into the project sort of midway. How did that affect your? How did it? Was it like a difficult process coming into it? And it's quite a big project. So, how was it wrapping your head around it? You talked a bit about the diary and the fact that the thorough documentation really helped. Was it? Yeah, could you tell us just a bit about like your experience with that emotionally as well as like within your profession as well?
Well, in the beginning, I found it pretty difficult because the dementia project was finished. It was presented also. The methodology was introduced. The change makers were introduced. The methodology was discussed. So I found it pretty difficult in the beginning, like to jump into the project. But like I said, we have a lot of documentation, and it's not only theory. We also have like movies that really show like the emotions of the moment, the emotions during the project. So I talked a lot with colleagues because we still have colleagues that participated in the whole project, and I also took part in a dementia steer group that it's not in the library, but it's from the city. And there were also participants, like people who suffer from dementia, and they also told me what the dementia project meant to them. So it's like I had a lot of information to look at, to read, and also talking to people, to colleagues and other people who participated in the project. So I had a really good feeling what the whole I Improve project caused and triggered.
Mm.
I've spoken with with Martien van der Maas, who originally was in the project, and from her point of view and my own point of view, which I've noticed in the final months here, is that it is truly the self-improvement of on the work floor that became the crucial point of departure to explain to policymakers and to other departments that were not close to this project, that the self-improvement while doing is the most important lesson we've learned, and we have to trust our employees and our colleagues that learning, informal learning in the work environment is a powerful tool, and it often works better than offering coaching or offering formal courses. It often helps to just let people do it and learn it. That was one of Martien van der Maas's biggest takeaways from the whole project, which he explained to me.
And also the fact that there was a solid enough foundation that Martien and Martien both laid the foundation for, that it was so clear, and obviously it impacted so many people personally that really could survive the addition of other people into the project's sort of leadership. That is really, really interesting and very inspiring, if I may say so, with the staff and the people are at the core. And if we just let people do what they're good at and trust them to find their way with guidance, with these like building blocks in place, then that is the core of the project, and it will turn out to something very inspiring and wonderful.
Yes, and I'd like to add that it has a big aspect of sustainability in this way. it's living on. It's not just this project and it's finished. No, it's given a different approach towards things, towards tackling problems in this library. And for me, that's the most important thing. And next week we will have another evaluation session, the E7 or E8, I don't remember the correct name, and it's with my fellow heads of staff in other departments, and I hope that they learn from us how to make change happen in their departments too. So I hope that as for us sustainability, this is a long-lasting effect.
Yes,
it's very important.
Definitely. Thank you. That's such a powerful message, I think. Absolutely. Thank you so much, all the three of you. It's been such a treat talking to you all and also learning from you all. And I think that what you have learned will help so many others on their way in projects or also just privately. Both your process and also not to mention your project, the wonderful effect that your dementia project has had. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.